Billy the Kid, Chernobyl, and Jessica Alba are all on this day. Hey, welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is April 28th. It is the TheGeoScholar's birthday. He's a friend of mine and another YouTuber. Thought I'd give him a shout out. It is also the 119th day of the year. There are 247 days left in this year, and I'm sure if you're all like me, you're wishing 20 would end. It's been a rough one already. Not even May. Anyway, it is the 17th Tuesday of the year, and it is also World Day for Safety and Health at Work. Yeah, World Day for Safety and Health at Work has been observed by the International Labor Organization since 2003, and it has a goal of promoting improvements for safety for health at work. It's a good thing, I guess. Let's see what else happened on April 28th. 1788, Maryland becomes the 7th state to ratify the United States Constitution. 1869, Chinese and Irish laborers for the Central Pacific Railroad work on the first transcontinental railroad and lay 10 miles of track in one day, a feat which has never been matched. 1879, The Mutiny on the Bounty. It's not just a good book and a decent movie. This really happened. An English ship sailing in the South Pacific has a mutiny after leaving Tahiti. Lieutenant William Bligh, who later becomes Rear Admiral William Bligh, and 18 other sailors are set adrift as a rebel crew returns to Tahiti, briefly picks up some women, and then sets sail for Pitcairn Island with said Tahitians. They eventually found Pitcairn Island and burned the bounty so they wouldn't be found by the English Navy, who eventually would be looking for them. To this day, Pitcairn Island has relatives of there. Pitcairn Islanders are a biracial ethnic group who descended mostly from the bounty mutineers and a handful of Tahitians who accompanied them. As of 2014, there was only 50 permanent inhabitants originating from the 4 main families, way back when. Interesting story, I'd look it up. And read The Bounty if you never have. 1881, Billy the Kid escapes from the Lincoln County Jail in New Mexico. He was an outlaw and gunfighter in the American Old West who killed 8 men before he was shot at the age of 21. Man did a lot before he was 21. He was tried and convicted of Sheriff William J. Brady's murder and was sentenced to hang in May of that year. He escaped, killing 2 sheriff deputies in the process and evading capture for another 2 months. 1930, the Independence Producers, a minor league baseball team, hosts the first night game in the history of organized baseball in Independence, Kansas. They actually installed permanent lights on their field. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal now, but for the time, this was high-tech stuff. By the end of the 1930 season, there were 38 minor league teams with lights installed on their fields. The Independence Producers actually started traveling with their light system so they could set it up and play night games at other fields. 1945, Benito Mussolini and his mistress are shot dead by members of the Italian resistance movement. Mussolini and Petacci were both shot along with most of the members of their 15-man train, primarily ministers and officials from the Italian Social Republic. Basically, World War II, they'd had enough of these idiots and the people took the country back. 1965, the United States occupies the Dominican Republic. American troops land in the Dominican Republic to forestall the establishment of communist dictatorship. That was what they said. And to evacuate U.S. Army troops that were stationed there. Armed civilians attacked a police station, executing all the police officers who survived the initial attack. During the night, 684 civilians were airlifted to the USS Boxer. 1 U.S. Marine was killed by a sniper during the operation. 1986, Chernobyl goes off. Now, this was a nuclear accident that occurred in the number 4 nuclear reactor in Chernobyl, in the north of the Ukraine, back when it was part of the USSR. It is considered the worst nuclear disaster in history and one of the only nuclear energy disasters rated at 7, the maximum severity for a nuclear meltdown. 1994, former CIA counterintelligence officer and analyst Aldrich Ames pleads guilty to giving U.S. secrets to the Soviet Union and later Russia. Yeah, he'd been doing this for some time. 1996, the Whitewater controversy. Bill Clinton gives 4.5 hours of videotaped testimony in his defense. I watched it. I'd say I'd watched about 75% of it, and I'm not sure when, but I started getting depressed and like, what is going on in the world? Why is this man droning on and on? Why are they asking him these stupid questions? All these thoughts were going through my head. It was the weirdest, no, not the weirdest day of my life, but definitely one of them. I think I ate a gallon of ice cream. Born on April 28th, 1926, Harper Lee, American novelist. She wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. That was published in 1960, and that was it. One great novel, and then she stopped. Maybe. In 2014, 2 years before she passed, a manuscript for a second novel was found in a safe deposit box she'd had forever. The manuscript was entitled Go Set a Watchman. Some believe that this was just really the first draft of To Kill a Mockingbird and not actually a second book. It had some of the same characters and had some of the same passages in both books, in many cases word for word. So there was a lot of controversy surrounding this one, but it was actually published in 2015. 1981, Jessica Alba is born. American model and actress. She's best known as the lead actress for the television show Dark Angel from 2000 to 2002. And, been quite a career for her. She was actually in the movie Honey, which was horrible, in 2003, and Fantastic Four in 2005, and Rise of the Silver Surfer in 2007, which I thought were pretty good. When the Fantastic Four came out again some years later, a whole reboot thing, it was frickin' horrible. But her part as the Invisible Girl was really good. And she named her daughter the same thing as I did. Honor. Died on April 28, 2019, John Singleton, American film director. He was best known for directing Boys in the Hood, 1991. Singleton was a native of South Los Angeles, and many of his films, such as Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, and Baby Boy in 2001, had themes which resonated with the contemporary urban population. He died at the age of 51 after suffering a stroke. After 11 days, he was removed from life support and passed away. Movies released on this day. 1967, the James Bond movie Casino Royale with cheese. This movie had so many stars. David Niven, Woody Allen, Orson Welles, Peter Sellers, Ursula Andress, William Holden, Jacqueline Bisset as Miss Goodthighs. I always love the chicks' names on those James Bond movies. They always cracked me up. Pussy Galore was, I think, my favorite. 2006, The RV with Robin Williams is out. It wasn't a great movie, but for some reason I loved it, even before Robin Williams passed away. You know, normally you look at old movies that someone did when they pass away and I really like that. When you really didn't, you just have some kind of, feelings for that star or whatever. No, I liked this before he passed away. All right, those are the happenings of April 28th. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it and go on with your day and enjoy it. Everybody have a great day and be nice to each other.